to another video. This video is part 3 of my multi-layer stencil tutorial. In this video I'm basically going to be giving you an update of what is going on because it has been a little while and I kind of want to flip this tutorial on its head, and I just want to give you kind of updates where we are and give you little snippets so I can keep videos more regular. So in today's video I'm basically explaining that I'm actually adding a 4th layer to the stencil. The reason for that is pretty lame, to be honest, and that is the lightest blue for the top layer of the multi-layer stencil. I don't have much paint left in that can, which is pretty lame. I should have forethought that problem. So yeah, I'm going to be bringing you another colour, well, another blue, but it's going to be a mid-range blue. Give me 1 second. So in part 1 of this video, which I'll link somewhere on the screen, probably, I don't know, whichever corner it is, I showed you how to print onto acetate with the image. And in part 2, which I'll also link on the screen somewhere here, I used the darkest blue for this multi-layer stencil to do the first layer of the stencil, and in that same part 2, I painted the background as well. So that is the next colour, which will be in one of these parts coming up soon this week, and that is the next colour, which is the colour that I've added to this multi-layer stencil. So that will be the 3rd layer. This is the 4th layer, which is an even lighter blue. That is the tin of paint, which I'm worried about because there's not a lot left in there. So yeah, basically going forward there'll be more parts, but there'll be little snippets of information in there, little sections of where I am with the stencil at that time. So yeah, that is the plan going forward. So I'm just about to show you how far we are with the canvas. Ignore the WD-40 on the floor, that's something to do with my girlfriend. So yeah, there you go. There's the background and the first layer of the stencil. So now we're going to be having another 3 layers on top of that. We're going to be having the darkest blue, which you just saw, which is already on the canvas. And we've got that colour, which is going to be the next layer, and then that is the colour which I've added because this last top layer there isn't much left of. There probably would have been enough to do just a 3-layer canvas, 3-layer multi-layer stencil, but I thought I'd add another layer just because it will actually make the stencil look better if I can pull it off the way I want to. Anyway, in this video I will try to bring you the next layer. I have been studying the image a little bit, just trying to get my head around what I need to do, because it's not as simple as just cutting out layer upon layer of lighter colour. So you've got to think about the dark colours that are going to go on top of the lighter colours. So yeah, it kind of adds to it, and that's another reason for bringing you more parts to this multi-layer stencil tutorial. Something that I should have said in my last tutorial, part 2, is that keeping the first layer of the multi-layer stencil is very important, and that is the same for all of the next layers of the multi-layer stencil. You need to keep all of them, so you can basically build up the stencil as a reference to the next layer of the stencil, if you get what I'm saying. But that will all become apparent if you watch this video, and all of the videos that will be before and after. Probably doesn't make any sense, but anyway, yeah, make sure you keep all of the layers of the stencil that you make. So here we go, we're going to make the 2nd layer of the multi-layer stencil, and if you look back at part 1 you'll see that I stuck 2 bits of card together so it covers the whole area of the canvas, and then we will basically paint the first layer of the multi-layer stencil onto the new layer so we can use that as a reference point, which is something that I was talking about in the last clip of this video. Now I'm going to paint the first layer of the multi-layer stencil onto the second layered piece of card. I'll use a random spray paint colour for that, just so it works as a reference point basically. So it's very important to line up the two pieces of card, so the original first layer of the stencil, line up with the second layer, and the breaks there that you can see should line up with the breaks of the second layer. We need the masking tape, and then we shall turn off the main light and give us more light from the overhead projector. So the image is not looking good. It's been a couple of weeks that that's been printed because I'm so lazy. That's not looking good at all. So the pencil reference points are there at the top. Anyway, I haven't looked at the sides yet. Going back to the reference points on the top corners, we are there and there. You probably can't see them on the GoPro because the image quality isn't that great, but they're lined up on the two top corners. Stick a bit of tape there, hold it on the wall, and then I'll put some on the corners whilst checking that it's all square. Right, and once this is done, it is time to mark up the next layers. So there you go, this is the end of part 3 of this multi-layer stencil tutorial. In the next part, which will be part 4 obviously, I will cut out this layer. It's I don't know, I'm not too optimistic of how it's going to come out at the moment, but fingers crossed it will come out quite well. Yeah, I'll certainly try, that's for sure. Anyway, I'll see you in the next video, whichever it may be, whether it will be multi-layer stencil part 4 or whether it will be another little video which I've already recorded for you. Anyway, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.